I always have a theory. It's like the more things you do, you're forced to figure out how to make it work.
Oh, 100%. Do you know the more things you do and the more things you learn, the less you age?
That is fantastic. So
Yeah,
I will never
especially your
age.
brain. No, seriously,
Wow, I didn't
because
know
they,
that.
yeah, because they think it's because you're cognitive functioning. If you're not learning things and doing things that are new, and it has
Hmm.
to be new, right? You're learning, doing
Yeah.
things that are new, then your brain doesn't expand and it stops working. So, hi everyone, this is Dr. Christina Rahm. We've already gotten started. I'm speaking with Jade, and she's amazing. This is our second time with her, and I could talk to her every week, but we're excited to have her on the show. And we're going to start with something different this time. I want you to brag about yourself. I need you to. You're so humble. You're so kind. You really are.
Thank you.
And I always say there's a difference between being nice and kind. You're all of those things. You just really exude that. But I want you to brag about yourself because I want people to find you and what you're doing and follow you.
That is so sweet. I've never had somebody ask me that. But thank you. And I feel very grateful to even be in this seat, especially with how busy you are. And you're such an incredible face to women, to brilliant women in the world. But a bit about me. I am still in my late 20s, so I do like to be someone who can give advice to women of all ages, but especially to people who are younger and confused because we're getting so many things. And as somebody, I've overseen close to $1 billion in real estate assets. I've had my plethora of things thrown at me when it comes to being in love and getting my heart broken through cheating. Not knowing what I wanted to do as far as, having every single person tell me, Jade, you need to be a certain way if you want to do certain things. You can't be vivacious and also be taken seriously. Even, no foul thoughts to it, but, even my parents are like, Jade, you have to tone it down because if you want to be in certain rooms. And I think as someone who, again, I haven't hit 30 just yet,
Yeah.
I am really proud of myself for going through just crazy things. And I think really trusting my gut here in the city. I'm one of the first and youngest people to ever do commercial real estate and on Netflix, which is so cool. I'm like, wait, I'm on Netflix? Like, I'm on a
That's so
billboard?
cool. You're an example to my son. I have a son that's 26 and he's in real estate and does some commercial, and he will be
That's
so
amazing.
excited. And when you come to Nashville, I'll introduce you to Preston. But you're an inspiration to so many people because of
Thank
what
you.
you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you. And also too, like if I think any industry, like I'm so inspired by anyone I talk to. I mean, even like the trash man outside, I'm like, wow, that's so cool. Like I think
Yeah.
that there's
Yeah.
there's something where any occupation could be utilized in any field, and understanding people, I think has been one of the most gratifying things that I do. I love understanding how people work.
Okay, you're going to become someone's favorite, including me, person because or individuals because you're so positive. You didn't brag a lot, so I'll give you a little bit of a
Not
pass.
good at
But
it.
just so people know, she is. Everybody in this town and all over the United States and the world know you. And I love the fact that we are in so many countries so we can show you to different audiences. They probably already know you, but I think what's so incredible about you is you're using that platform to be kind to others. I agree with you. If you work at Starbucks or if you work doing trash, and I don't just say that. I used to clean homes, right? I used to clean apartments, and I was the same person I am now then, but people treated me different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah. It's
it's
crazy.
so interesting. One of my closest friends she does all of our pictures and she's our creative director. But she tells me when we travel, and this has even happened when we've done podcasts, people treat her differently than me because they think it's not me and she works with me or whatever they think. And then when they find out how close we are, then they're nice to her. And it really upsets me. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? It's the same person. It's not even different. I love that you brought that to the attention of everyone, because the truth is we're all just people. We all have different jobs. Things can change in a moment, but it's really our heart and our lives.
Yeah.
And not to go against your parents, because I understand I have four adult children. And I'm always worried about them. I understand now why my mother didn't want me traveling all over the world or doing certain jobs that I've done, because she was worried, right? What people would think about me or how they would talk about me. And even as our brands grew, they became more worried, because they didn't want me going to 90 countries, right?
of course.
They didn't want me in certain countries in the Middle East, because they were worried about my safety. But I want to say this. One of the things I'm so thankful for, I took my parents' advice in my life, but I also did my own thing.
Yeah.
Because I was never in a box. And there's nothing wrong with being in that box, right? But for me, I wanted to be able to be who I was, even if I'm meeting with the Prince of Monaco, who I know, you know, and maybe they don't like everything I am, because a lot of people will say, I don't look like a scientist, right? Or I don't act like a scientist. And I always say, what am I supposed to look or act like? Because I'm just me.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
That's such a great point.
I love what you're doing, and you've basically broken glass ceilings, and you're helping with that. Because I say this all the time, things haven't changed as much as we think they have. There's a lot of room to grow, in racism, with gender, with everything, and so I think it's phenomenal what you're doing. What is your favorite thing you're doing right now?
Oh my gosh. Well, we just finished filming season 2, which has been so awesome.
Did you like it better than season 1?
Oh my,
Because everyone's going to watch it. We're going to post this
it
everywhere.
is season 2, at least from what we filmed, it is the coolest thing. And again, I mean, I love what I do every single day. It's like I'm texting clients and I'm helping them find spaces, and we're like, okay, well, you know, we need this office building vacant, and negotiating. I love that. Like, my job is what I love doing. So done filming season 2. That's fantastic. And now I'm kind of in this, you know, pause until it airs, which I guess this will probably come out when it airs.
We will push this out, right, Stephanie and Cam, when this airs. Yeah.
And honestly, that has been amazing. In the interim, for me, I think just being a figure that's now public has been so cool.
Has it? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, so I was named one of the most sought out commercial brokers.
I do know that, yeah.
Which
But
is
I want
cool.
you to explain to people how it feels, because, and please mention some of the negative too. And I'm not saying there's negatives in life, but you got to look at both.
Oh my gosh.
And I just want you to, because like a lot of people will see someone like you. It even affects us with my travel and what I do, and think my life's just perfect and everything's easy. So I'd love for you to say what you love about it, and then the hardest part of that.
I mean, I think that there's a lot of hardship.
Yeah.
You know, I think that, of course, I am very positive. I always see even like going outside, I'm going to enjoy, you know, eating a piece of celery. Like, I find joy in that, because I've gone through, I mean, look, when you're on a show, it is very normal to have terrible comments. I mean, people being like, her nose is crooked, this and
We don't like
that.
her hair color.
Yeah, you know, there's stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And there's also, I mean, I think when you're at a brokerage, there's a lot of agents who, there's a lot of bullying, and there's a lot of, you know, you walk into a room, and even if you're not getting along with even cast members, you know, whatever it is, if it's other agents, if it's other people in your vicinity, if it's even family, not my family, but, you know, in any case.
Yeah.
And I think that when you have a lot of eyes on you, you're almost like this light, and then it's natural for kind of like flies to come.
Yeah.
And it sucks. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people around me could vouch on like just how surprising it is sometimes with how mean people can be.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're going to a luncheon and you're super excited to be there, and then, you know, all the girls are talking, and then I walk in and everyone's silent.
Yeah.
And
It's happened to me.
Yeah, right?
But then you don't know why, and you're wondering. Like, I even went to a wedding the other day, and it was very uncomfortable for me, and I couldn't figure out why. Thankfully, my husband was with me, and because kind of having someone there with you helps when that stuff happens.
Yeah, definitely.
And I couldn't figure it out, and then people started coming up to me and saying stuff about our social media and what they were watching, but I still felt people like look me up and down and roll their eyes. Do you know what I mean? And and look, I'm older than you, so I know it makes me uncomfortable. So it would have to make other people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then you can't really talk about it because then it seems like you're trying to act like you're important, so people are doing that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's difficult, I think.
I can't even imagine for you. Like, you're like, hey, like, I'm just trying to like save the world. Like, how do you find issues with that? Like, that's wild to me.
Because I think people always want it to be, or well, not people. Some people want to be something they're not yet, or but it has nothing to do with another person, because we each came, I believe, to this world with like this blueprint of who we were supposed to be, this mission, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that is frustration over maybe not doing what you want, because I have friends that are stay-at-home mothers, amazing women that would never act that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've never had a career. They're just as amazing as anyone. They stay home with their children. They never treat me that way. And then there's people that are the opposite. And if you ask me why, I don't know, but I can imagine at your age, you're so beautiful, you're young, you're in New York, you're happy. And sometimes I even think when people are depressed, they don't want someone else happy in the room. Because, you know, we, as a scientist, I always say this, our cells talk, right? So if my cells are miserable and you're happy, then I may not want to be around that, you know?
That is so interesting. That's actually what my I have like a therapist healer, and that's kind of what she says.
Yeah.
She's like, when you're someone who's so down and so unhappy, it's like you almost like feed off of other people who are like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes as someone who I'm like, you know, you can't touch me. Like, you can try as much as you want to bring me down. All I'm going to do is wish you the best.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm praying for you. I hope you have amazing things happening for you.
Yeah.
And like, I hope that you get out of that.
Yeah.
And trust me, when I tell you, I've been hit. I mean, gossip, people like trying to say crazy things to me, to my boss and to like the company, like about me. And like, I mean, people try to like affect like my finance, like every single angle. People have tried to bring me down in some way.
How do you find support in that? Who do you go to when you're dealing with all these things?
You know, I think at first, whenever I was dealing with this, I always relied on my husband at the time, my ex-husband. So going through the separation, that was hard because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have any support. And it was almost like through that
That's why I said that. It's easier when there's someone right there with you. Do you know what? It's hard.
Yeah. And I almost was forced to look in my network. And I used to go through things by myself. Like, I used to, you know, things with my dad and, you know, other people who were hurting my feelings a lot. And I started to, realize that, like, I almost, like, kind of got advice from, like, my 50-year-old self. And I did, like, a lot of, like, inner work.
Yeah.
And then my, like, inner network, like, I actually started speaking about things that I was going through and realized that the things that I was going through, I'm not the only one.
Oh, yeah. That's what's helped me more in my life.
Yeah.
Is working with billionaire, you know, women that are just so
Yeah.
influential, and that they would sit down with me and tell me what they've gone through, and then I didn't feel quite as alone. And that's why I think these women groups, if you're in the right group and it's really positive and they're supporting you, are so worth it. You don't want to be in a group if they're talking bad about you or gossiping or jealous. And I just want to say this to all the women out there. If you're in that type of group, it's time to get out, because there really are good people that can surround you and give you the support you need.
It's so interesting that you said, like, the billionaire group, because that's what I realized as well. It was like kind of like this higher vibration. You don't let silly things get to you. Like, you need to be, I mean, typically that is like high net worth, or it's like spiritual. And I actually found a group. So there's a social club here called Zero Bond. And one of my good friends, Monica Clark, founded a a group, a dinner series called Gentlewomen's Club.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's accomplished women, it's women starting out, it's any type of woman who's open to it is invited to this dinner. It's at Zero Bond once a month.
Yeah.
And it is the most supportive community of women I've ever met. And I mean, you can be someone who doesn't have a job, you can be a world-renowned attorney, you can be all these, and we just sit there and we all celebrate each other.
I love that.
Yeah, talk about like real issues that we're having.
Yeah.
Like anything, and that's kind of where that's been a big support system of mine.
I love that. We're just starting. We joined this club.
Yeah.
It's a very small club. It's called Franklin Social. We do Soho. We live in a place that has a governor's club and stuff like that. But I wanted something like that was exclusive. Like I don't want to use the word exclusive. Small group of people.
Yeah.
Meeting, and we're starting a fireside chat, and it's basically going to be what you're talking about, because I don't think it matters what profession you're in or what you're doing. Even if you, I say even, staying home is a lot of work, right? So I say that because I worked while my sister stayed home, and I don't know whose life was harder. She's 14 months older than me, and it was a lot for both of us, right?
I can't even imagine stay-at-home moms. I think about what you have to do, and I'm like, how do they not have a salary? I'm like, government.
Well, how do they not have a
butler.
salary? And can you imagine cooking dinner and then your husband doesn't come home or the kids don't come home? I mean, I've done both actually through my career because I would take breaks.
That's incredible.
Well, I wasn't great at I have to be honest, I wasn't great at transitioning from home to work. But then I worked in pharmaceutical, and they ended up hiring people to help me and travel with me and the kids. But I think there's a part of me, and this is probably my ego, that I need to like hit an accomplishment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was, and so I don't look at that as a strength of mine. I look at it as that's just me, and everyone's different. But I say this constantly: if you could take, because imagine the pressure of staying home. And that's your pressure, right? Or working, and that's your pressure. It's both pressure. I have a hard time with women talking bad about either side of that. Do you know what I mean? Like I've had people, I remember I was at a basketball game with one of my sons, and I heard a woman whisper, she never even is home with her kids. All she does is work. Now, if anyone that knows me in our office, I have close relationship with all my kids. We have a very, very close relationship. But that was just someone that wanted my life to be not what it was because it would make that person feel better.
Yeah.
I wasn't criticizing how she was as a mother. But of course that hurt me deeply.
Yeah.
When you have children, you love them so much that to be criticized for that is so hard. But I have, as a psychologist and a scientist, done research on this.
Yeah.
And kids are just as happy if their mothers don't stay home. It depends on how their mother treats them, right? How their mother loves them, not if she works or doesn't work. Because the truth is, if you have your act together, you organize things around your kids if you stay home or not. And in today's world, like I had 4, I couldn't be at every sporting event anyway. I couldn't be at every school event anyway because you can't be at 4 places at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know how.
You can't. So it's
crazy. Yeah,
it's like selling 4 house. You have 4 house appointments at the same time. You have to kind of juggle, but you'll be prepared for that because when you have a career that's high. What do I call it? It's not high profile. What kind of career?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. It's a lot of work.
It's demanding.
Then you learn to multitask and to juggle. And so you'll be ready for that because your career has been multifaceted. You're not just selling real estate. Not that just selling real estate is a big deal and it's a lot of work. I hate when I say just, but it's one of those things. You're also integrating other things into it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel very grateful, and honestly, if real estate was the only thing I'd be doing, like, I think I would still be as busy. I think just I always have a theory. It's like the more things you do, you're forced to figure out how to make it work.
Oh, 100%. Do you know the more things you do and the more things you learn, the less you age?
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I will never
Especially
age.
your brain. No, seriously, because
I didn't know that.
because they think it's because your cognitive functioning, if you're not learning things and doing things that are new, and it has to be new, right? You're learning, doing things that are new, then your brain doesn't expand and it stops working as effectively.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
If I showed you a photo of my mom is one of those people who, she used to tell me, you have to learn something new every single day.
Yeah.
And she looks like she is, no lie, 32.
That's amazing.
Like, and she's,
Is she as happy as you?
oh, she's so happy. She's like the happiest person ever. She's just like so carefree. I
Is
love
she proud
that.
of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And your dad?
So proud. Like they're just, it's really awesome because it's like,
Were they in real estate?
yeah, yeah.
I cut you off, so go ahead.
No, no,
said,
no.
no.
My mom was like an actress, and
Oh, wow.
she was also like doing nursing at a time, and then she went into like film producing, but she did do some real estate. Her family does real estate, and then my dad's family was like very deep into the roots of New York real estate.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's like, I almost say it's like my blood is in the soil here.
Yeah.
Like Lower Manhattan is blood, sweat, and tears of my family during like every single time, you know, family coming from like the Holocaust and then 9/11 and all of those moments. And we've always been here. And it's really cool. There was a point in time where my dad's older, he has dementia.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's okay. And
It's hard, though. Dementia is really hard. I'm gonna so you know I have patents around Alzheimer's and dementia. I'll have to.
I would love to know.
Yeah, the protocols. Yeah, I filed
Yeah.
those Parkinson's, ALS, different things because of different research we've done all over the
Really?
world. Yeah, because you have to like. Well, we'll talk about it offline,
Yeah.
but it's hard. It's really hard to handle dementia, and people don't realize that. I had a grandmother, grandfathers. It's just it kind of changes, and they helped raise me because in our family, we basically the older generation. It's different. My mother worked. You know, we all did, but our grandmothers and grandfathers helped raise us, and that's kind of carried out. Like my mother and father have helped raise my kids, and so it's been especially when I was younger. I was traveling everywhere. They were always at my house, and so to see someone start losing their memory is so hard. It's so hard, especially when someone is so smart or so driven. It's just really hard. Yeah.
It's something that I think almost like everyone goes through. Like,
Yeah.
and I think when we go through at a young age, we're like, oh my gosh, we're like, hold on, this is supposed to happen later.
Yeah, because you're young.
Yeah,
For
and
that.
I'm like,
yeah.
can we deal with this like later? And it's definitely hard. But I guess I mean that's so interesting. So like, is there anything that you recommend to aid in prevention?
Yeah, so I'm big into, I think people know this. I worked pharmaceutical biotech for years. I'm into natural to start with. I'm not against biotech and pharma at all. Aricept came from Pfizer, and I was there when we launched it. And I worked on a project with Alon over in Ireland on dementia and Alzheimer's. We were targeting the APO gene, and now we realize it's not just the APO gene. We know that there's a combination in a lot of the autopsies of fungus and parasites because of the microbiome. But that's not something people talk about, and it hasn't really been educated in medical schools yet. So I learned about that when I was I went back to school at Harvard, and they did this whole seminar on it, and I was like, wait a minute, I've worked on these projects and I never knew this information. So digging into that, just studying things internationally, turmeric curcumin is a really big thing to help with the brain and prevention of that, as well as there's some other data I can send you that assist once someone gets to that point. Aloe vera is another one that sounds odd, but it's another one, and black cumin seed. And then there's some other things, the oil, but I incorporate those into a particular formulation that I work on because
Which I think I have tried I've tried one of your.
Restore is.
I love your products. Just
So
gonna throw that out there.
So that product for me was because my family, it's called Restore to restore the cellular health in the body. I can't make claims it's curing anything, but one of the reasons I made it is because we have a family really burdened with cancer and Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff like that. And you can't change really everything, right? But you can help. And to think that as a scientist, for me, it's like you in real estate. Like that's an area of knowledge for me. So it was something that was really important to me. That I learned. So once I learned it in school, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then I really started looking into what people were doing. And it's because the microbiome's connected from your GI to your heart to your brain. So if any of that gets off kilter with either fungus or parasites or even bacteria or viruses, it can cause us dementia and even Alzheimer's. I didn't realize dementia was not a normal part of aging, but it's not, if you can really protect the brain. And then I started working on adaptogenics and nootropics. Zero In is one of the products to really help people to stay on track and to stay focused. So I definitely have my parents taking all of that stuff along with Clean Slate. Yeah.
So cool. I mean, I think dementia is like one of the most interesting things, especially like I think like, I mean, I wish I knew this way back when, and even like sometimes I'm like pouring like, I'm like, okay, Dad, like have some turmeric.
Yeah.
Like, I think like those
It's
are
good for
so good.
I mean, you can get juice. You know that. Turmeric curcumin juice, aloe vera. I mean, they're just basics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're good too with like.
And they're good.
Like a little like, what's it called? Like carrot juice with some turmeric. I think that's delicious.
With ginger. I mean, I love all that.
Yeah, it's so good. So what I've kind of been going through is when my dad, he had normal pressure hydrocephalus.
I know exactly what that is.
Yeah. So I mean, again.
When did that happen?
That had happened right before he had some isolation. He married his caretaker, and I've been going through this whole system that is, it's sad, and it's supposed to be like, it's a guardianship system. It's supposed to protect, but it kind of can easily be
I understand.
manipulated.
I know. I'm very familiar with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard.
That's the hard thing with. So before I did all this, I was a psychologist.
Wow.
Yeah, my basic education was at a Master's of Science, and then my first doctorate degree was psychology. And so I'm very familiar with all these things with guardianship and everything.
Yeah.
I haven't spent, like now I do, mostly science and patents and stuff, but it actually can be the reverse of good. It can actually destroy families and people, because if someone wants money or wants influence over that person and they get that, then it's really tough.
Yeah, it's, and it was like I was dealing with the show, the divorce, I was like, every commission check.
How do you deal with all of it?
You have to be positive. Yeah. And there comes to a point where you have so much being thrown at you.
Yeah.
And it's like all of my commission checks, I'm like, I want to travel and I want to get myself a Birkin. And I'm like, no, I have to pay attorney fees to protect my dad. And that's something I remember there was a point where I was like,
I'm so glad you said that. I just want to emphasize this. Yeah. People think you're making money. And you are, right? And I am. I mean, we all are, but they don't realize what goes along with that, right? And the higher you go in your career, the more you're paying for stuff that people are not even thinking that you're paying. So it's like you're making this huge thing, and then you're paying. I'm going to use a doctor as an example. So if you have a $2, $3, $4, $5, $10 million policy because of insurance, because of patients, then you may be spending $150,000 a month.
Yeah.
And if you said to me that's not possible, it is possible, and it does happen, and people don't realize that.
I can't even imagine. I mean, even like in your industry, I'm sure like it just every single thing is
patents, trademarks. Did you learn that from someone? Did you get that? Let's sue you for. It's really tough. But you know what I've realized? I'm like you. I just have to stay positive, and I have to work every day or get up and get going. I can't feel sorry for myself. I want the Birkin bag too, by the way. Yeah. Maybe that's what I want to ask for my birthday. No, I'm teasing.
No, she's not teasing.
No, I'm not teasing completely. So, but clear. Here's the issue. I want a Birkin.
Mama wants a Birkin. Both mamas want a Birkin.
Well, you know how much they cost, and I do too. So, I actually have one, but anyway, I don't wear it a lot. Actually, I don't know if I think once, but I have it in my closet.
She needs another one.
Here's the issue. For me, it's about, we launched our company during COVID. You couldn't even get toilet tissue. So we funded everything on our own.
That's incredible.
And then we grew to 90 countries. We've continued to fund it on our own.
That is incredible.
It's a lot of work, a lot of money. Because the more you grow, it's like a television show. They're pouring more money into production, right? And they expect, and they do. If you keep working, you're making more. But if you don't have private funding, that's why you have producers for television. And we've actually now are producing different documentaries to try to help different causes. That's one of our things.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah, we work with Karen Floyd. We do a lot of stuff to like bring attention to like, we have this huge thing. We even do it during, Fashion Week. We raise money for animals. We raise money for children. We raise money for different things. I want to go back to this though. You said all these things that people don't know you're going through because they're seeing the show.
Oh, they're seeing
you.
The Instagram, the TikTok, the fun, but
then they don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and as you said it so well, it was like, you kind of, I remember it's like I'm being thrown so many things, and I'm like, you know what? And I learned this through my healer. God has it. I was like, universe, I'm gonna, whatever happens. And the magic,
it's phenomenal.
It is. And I tell people all the time, it's like this stuff, if I were to tell you every single thing, the amount of attorney fees and things going on and people and it's, as soon as I let it go and I'm like, you know what will happen. I did my work.
Yeah.
I have to trust.
Yeah.
That is when just magic happens.
Yeah. I agree with you.
And it's
because sometimes I
incredible.
hold on so tight, and there's nothing I can do. Like, I know that. Do you know what I mean? But I will hold on so tight, either in my brain, which I know, maybe no one else hears what I'm thinking, or in my heart. The minute I let it go, the anger, the disappointment, the hurt, right?
Yeah.
I'm better. But if I hold on to it, it festers,
Yep.
right? It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I can imagine. And like, I feel like also the more you like hold on it's like, and you probably know this more than I do, but my experience has been the anger and the it's like when I let it go, my brain's like, oh wow, I can actually like enjoy life, and wait, that's an idea, and oh my gosh, what about this? And someone will be like, hey Jade, have you thought of this? And I'm like, no, where have you been the last 5 years? Like, what?
Yeah.
And it's so incredible. So the mind is so interesting. I think that's incredible that you've done so much work towards both understanding it and helping the body and the mind.
I learned too, I'll tell you, thank you for saying that. I think because I relate so much negative energy to cancer or an autoimmune disorder.
Oh, you and my mom would love each other.
No, seriously. I relate this energy to, okay, so it's a toxin, right? It's so bad. But one of the hardest lessons, and you'll have to ask your mom if she's learned this, I've learned is just because I let it go and I'm happy doesn't make the people that are trying to hurt me let it go. In fact, they may want to hurt me more, but I found peace there because as long as I do the right thing, as long as I continue to try, as long as when I fail, I say I'm sorry and I start over, then it works, right? If I hold on to it and expect someone else to change, because this is one of the things I've gone through in my life, I would expect other people to change.
Yeah.
Like if I'm working this hard to make it better, if I'm forgiving, if I'm loving, then they have to feel the same way, but that's not how it works. So what I've learned is I have to let that go. I'm not here to control that person. Yeah. I'm here to live my life to be the best, which you're doing.
Thank you.
You're doing that at a young age that I think is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like the worst it comes at you, you're forced.
Yeah.
It's like either you can I can wallow, or I can be like, it's almost like when you're at the same eye level, you can let it affect you. Or if you're above, you can look down and be like, oh, you're so mad. Just, here's a cookie, you'll be fine. Or just do something else.
That's so interesting. I think of it like that too. Like it's a child almost. Like that person's a child.
Yeah.
And you're throwing a fit, and I'm sorry you're not 5 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to just give you what you want because you're throwing a fit.
Yeah.
And so it's been a very interesting thing for me to deal with the perception of what people think versus the reality that I'm living. And I don't know if I could have managed it at your age, to be honest.
I think you could.
I was managing working with cancer and different things like that. But no, in some ways that was easier because I was doing science behind the scenes. When you're public, I just want everyone to know this, it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Like even when we got into the fashion brand, and they started taking pictures, I remember thinking, I never knew it was this hard. Like shooting all day. We shot yesterday. We did the news. We did shooting all day, right, guys? And then we did the show at night.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the team because I can't even remember the days that we're going. And you're exhausted.
Yep.
But people are watching it on this social media thinking that person's life's just so exciting every second. And there are good things. You shouldn't have to hide those. You should be proud of them.
Yeah.
I should too, right?
Yeah,
but
you
the
should.
truth is, changing clothes 10 times a day is not as easy as people
No.
think.
No, and it's so fun, but it is work, and it's
Yeah.
like, you have to, and it's a blessing to be able to do that.
It's a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's so cool.
Has your relationship with clothes and with, I'm asking this for a reason, because my relationship with how I feel about clothes and how I feel about pictures and everything else has changed. Like now I don't see it I see it like, well, that looked good on the camera. Or, well, it's not like it used to be where I would just buy something and just because I wanted it, right? Now I look at everything as it's a part of my job.
Oh, yeah, entirely. I mean, actually, I've felt that shift more recently where, I think I went through a time, everyone goes through a time, right, a phase in their life where they want to wear certain things and that makes them feel good. And I think now recently I'm more like, wow, I am very into like structured stuff and things that a little bit more kind of represent me at this point in time, which is like,
well, you're a businesswoman.
yes.
You are. You're an entertainer, and but you're a businesswoman.
Oh,
it's like me.
before anything, yeah.
There's certain. I mean, I have to wear suits sometimes. Do you know? And I wear them.
I kind of feel good. Like I feel
yeah.
bad. I mean, look, I love like a feather, anything, or like a fur coat. But I think earlier years I looked at that for confidence.
Yeah.
And then now I kind of prefer like the blazer, and it's like it's so interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I love the fact that I've gotten to travel everywhere and seen different clothes that people wear. Like they're wearing something different in Uganda and Nigeria, right? Usually than we wear here.
I love Nigerian fashion.
I do too. We did a whole fashion show really around all of that. We've done India,
I have to
Dubai.
connect you with someone who's
We're looking for fashion designers, just so you know. Because, our whole point of launching our fashion brand was the fabric to protect against the environment. And then all of a sudden we became these I did, a fashion designer. I'm like, no. I'm not a designer. I created, it was called Super Skin Clothing when I was at Harvard to protect the skin.
Yeah.
Right? And
I've used it.
So it's interesting because I now am looking at finding the right designers that embody not just the look, but caring about what we're doing as humanity.
I'll connect you with someone. I think she's based herself in Nigeria for the purpose of creating her fashion label. I don't want to speak for her, but I'll connect you with her. And I mean, I'm in awe.
Please do, because let me say this: Nigeria and Africa, that used to be that whole Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda. That Liberia, that used to be one of my main areas as a scientist. And then COVID happened, and I still stayed in touch with everyone. And anyway, I don't know if our group knows this, we just went back in. Wow, so as a company, and then I've been asked to speak last year and then this year at the African, like their main business summit. So I don't know that I will be doing that, to be honest, because of my schedule, but someone in our group will. And it's important because that whole area is one of the wealthiest areas in the world. Did you know that? So as far as like what they have as resources, they're just underutilized, and because those countries have been in poverty, it hasn't gone into fruition. But it's a great place for your friend positioning in Nigeria because there's so much to do there, and there's lots of possibilities and lots of money. You just don't see it everywhere. Do you know what I mean? But there's lots of money.
Yeah, you'd actually love her platform because she talks about how in Nigeria it's like you get like Italian leathers and crocodiles, and they get it from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just
and people don't know that. Like you're in Italy, and you're buying this leather that they got in Africa. I learned that too. I had no idea. Because I love going to Italy, of course. That's one of my... People always say, what are your favorite countries? I'm like, well, there's some that are everyone's favorite. Like I love Greece, I love Italy, but then there's countries like that are not. Nigeria is not the easiest place to navigate. I had to have. Last time I was there, I had 5 bodyguards the whole time. I couldn't even go to the bathroom because we had death threats and stuff. So because the problem is if you bring a company in there that competes with the local company, and you have money, it's your target.
Yeah.
So how is she going? Is she from Nigeria?
I think her family is from there. So I mean, she's just. I'll send you her Instagram.
Okay.
It's her name's Sahida.
Okay.
I wish I'll send.
And
it
you
to
love her clothes.
I love her curation. I don't think she's come out with the collection publicly yet, but
she's curating.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, truly runway, ready to wear, amazing. Like, I speak so highly and I'm so picky.
That's what we look for because I don't know if you noticed, we do these fashion shows. We're educating on the environment, but then really our goal, and I don't know if I told you this last time, I thought, okay, this is going to be a $2, $3, $4 million loss for us because we are just going out there to educate, right? Yeah. We ended up developing this beautiful line that is just gorgeous on the runway, but it's because we've worked with designers and different people to help us. And then ultimately we have these baby blankets and blankets that protect people against everything going on, or we're attempting to do that, right? Piece by piece. And so it really wasn't the goal. It was the goal wasn't for me to be a fashion designer, of course, because that's not what I do. But the goal was to work with other fashion designers. Yeah.
That's amazing. It's like integrating health.
Yeah, 100%.
And fashion.
Because, microplastics are all over our clothes, and none of us want to think about it. We can't do everything about it, but we can gradually make changes together.
Yeah, and even just the knowledge of that.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I used your spray, and I was like, okay, great. Like, I love your products.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
I always try to be like as conscious as I can.
Yeah.
With things.
Yeah, because you can't fix it. Like I said to someone, they were saying all of your things are sustainable. We even have a patent that I wrote that is making phytoplankton and greens into the packaging, so that when people get packages like this water box, it's something you can eat, right? That has vitamins. And we're trying as much as we can to incorporate, but it's a long journey.
Yeah.
So it's not piece by piece. It's kind of like our lives, but taking the time to care right now for all of us to care while we've gone through so many things and our economy's not as great as it should be in some places, right? I think Nashville, our commercial real estate, for example, is booming, I think, in Nashville. So it's not hard everywhere, but there's a lot of changes that are scary, right, to people. And so trying to do the right thing together as business people, I think, is very important because we expect our government to save us. And I said this the other day. It's not like the government's a prince on a white horse that's going to save us, just like in a relationship. Yeah. This is the hardest thing for me one of the hardest things in my life to learn. There's never going to be a person that's going to save me, right? There's never going to be a person that's going to fix everything. My children, my parents, my significant other, it's never going to fix everything. I have to, right? And it's the same thing about our world. We can't expect, whether it's a Democrat or Republican or another country, we have to, as individuals, do it. And I personally think that when people make money, when people have influence, which is why when you started this off, I was so impressed with you.
Thank you.
Our job is to take care of the people at that moment that don't have as much, right? And if it's not our job, then why are we here? Like, we want the Birkin bag. We want the beautiful homes. We want the vacations. We want the good food. But we also have to remember, like you said, you made a choice. You can't get a bag if you're trying to take care of your dad and do some certain. Do you know what I mean? We have to make the right choices.
100%. And sometimes too. I mean, I'm very cognizant to everything happening in the world, and sometimes, honestly, I take out cash, and I still look. I'm a jaded New Yorker. However, there are times where and sometimes if I don't have cash, if I'm with a guy and he has cash, I'm like, come on, give it to the person. Even if the person, doesn't matter what their story is, doesn't matter whatever. Give the person on the subway $5. Like, to me, it is so. I spend $8.57 on a Starbucks. I can give a random $5 to someone on the street, and it's something like that. And obviously my dad's my best friend in the entire world. So I would literally do anything to make sure he's protected. And I think elderly people, from what I've seen recently and the more that I speak about it, it's sad because, you know, people who've worked their entire lives are the most susceptible
They are.
to
Well, they were, or they have
exploitation.
money. Yeah, because they're not, because people, it's a target.
It's so sad and it's so common, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of people in my position are embarrassed to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because the more that I make calls, it's like, you never, people are like, wow, yeah, that happened to me, that happened. So it's so tough, but, you know, it's why I'm like, you know what, commission, brand deal, this, and like,
Yeah.
let me put it towards this, and what will happen. But if I can give advice to anyone, it's like, again, we love the Birkin. We love the shoes.
Stephanie's over there saying, yeah, we do.
Take a shot every time we say Birkin. But it's like, it really is about just like giving back and then realizing, okay, for us, yes, we want certain things. We have it. We can help, we can protect, we can do these things. And also sometimes it's like, if you can do something small for someone else, you never know how that might save them. That might make their day. I mean, sometimes I give myself a little challenge, and I've done this since I was like very young, where I'm like, okay, who can I compliment today?
I love that.
Yeah, and it'll always be, sometimes I forget the entire day because life's busy.
You forget, yeah.
And I'll go in to get my Celsius or
Yeah.
my coffee
Yeah.
at my deli,
Yeah.
and I'll compliment the barista. The barista's always my, shit, did I compliment anyone? And I always do the barista because I'm like, you know what? That's a tough job.
I want to tell you, I love that, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's amazing. I want to tell you one of the things I do, so maybe we can both do different things
Yeah.
that help even more. My mother taught us that every person we meet has something good about them.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm older. Now I'm thinking maybe not every person, because there are some mean people.
Yeah,
there are some mean people. But
Yeah.
my mom said try to find something positive about every person you meet.
She looks so beautiful when she shuts her mouth. Kidding.
That was good. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you're like, that person's really mean. How can I find something nice?
She looks so great with a bag over her head.
Oh my goodness, Stephanie. She's gotta watch Hunting Wives now that she's. Are you watched it?
I did.
We're
Oh,
going to end with this because I want to take part of this, and we can cut it because we're supposed to be doing Chrissy Mintz, and I just thought the show was amazing.
I mean,
Were you not thrilled? I could keep interrupting you, but at the
Yeah.
end, I always think I'm smart. Well, that sounds arrogant.
You are smart.
I'm
You
not
are-
that
you are
smart, but
smart.
I'm
You
always
are.
can figure stuff out. I'm like, I didn't call that. I wasn't expecting all of that to happen in the last 2 episodes.
I still have goosebumps talking about it. I was like, are you kidding?
That's how I was.
And I was like, am I judgmental for what I thought in the beginning? And I'm like, I had all these opinions.
Yeah.
I thought I knew it was going to happen. So I had thoughts about,
That's how I was. I was like, I never anticipated this happening at the end. There are questions along the way. The reason I'm mentioning that, by the way, not just because we're getting ready to do a podcast with her, you never really know what's going on behind the scenes. That's what that show
Yes,
taught me,
it does.
really. You have no idea.
yeah. And sometimes there's little hints here and there.
Yeah.
But you're not going to catch it on until
Yeah.
something happens. And you're like, oh, there's more.
Yeah. Chrissy Mintz was we had an event in Nashville, and she was speaking, and I spoke at the event, and she was saying, she kept telling everyone, because she writes children's books, Christian children's books,
Yeah.
she goes, I did not do anything in the movie that was bad like everyone else. She goes, I was just in it. She was that was interesting too. Didn't expect that. We're not going to blow this for everyone else, but yeah, great show. Just like your
The
show.
best.
Learning a lot of great things about. I turned your show on one night. I've watched it numerous times,
thank you.
and just fascinated with what you're doing and your positive attitude. So I just want to say
Thank you.
for being in all these people's lives and caring about finding a home or finding a place for your office. is one of the most commercial, whether it's personal, professional. It's so important to your life overall. I just did a podcast this morning with someone that said they were unhappy because of where they had to live, right? And then once they changed that, their life got better. And I explained, if you're stressed where you live or where you work every day, then you have inflammation, which impacts the entire body.
Wow.
And so it's very important. And I like to say that because I don't think people sometimes realize how important their job is. And I've noticed people will say to me, well, you're a scientist, so like you get to do all these things. I'm like, no. We all get to do this in our own way. And it impacts each of us. So thank you what you're doing, and thank you for your energy that you're bringing while you do it.
Oh, you are so sweet. I love what I do, and I feel grateful that I'm given the opportunities to be able to meet people like you and speak. And, you know, I feel grateful for you and
Thank you.
to be in this seat with this little cutie pie
I
as well,
know.
who's knocked out.
This whole, my daughter came in and said, Mom, did you give Wilhelmina something? I go, I've never given her anything. What are you talking about? She goes, why? I just think she's enjoyed her day. Probably her travel here. She gets a little worked up when she's in new places at first. So this is her, second day, Stephanie, here? Third day? Second day
I
here.
mean,
So
in fairness, that's how I feel after Fashion Week is done.
How busy are you this week?
To the brim. To literally.
It's how we are.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's like I'm taking my meetings on the way to the subway and off the subway.
I feel really
7-minute
bad.
intervals.
There's not, I
No,
feel
there's
like
not.
so many people I've let down this week, honestly. And I just want
They
to say this if
understand.
anyone's watching this, we've tried our best to do as many things as we can.
Yeah. Honestly, what I've learned, like my closest friends are the ones that understand I might not text you every day.
Yeah, thank
I
you
might
for
not
saying that.
reply.
Yeah.
But you know that you know what I
love
have going
them.
on.
You know how much yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, you trust me, and my clients are the best, and I have like a new system where I'll like text them places, and I love what I do, and it's like connecting people and businesses. It's like I feel like I actually contribute to building economies because
you
with
do.
retail,
100%.
people, it's so cool to like walk down Soho and be like,
Yeah.
I did that. I'm like, did I create Soho?
You
Like,
did
that's
a
cool.
lot of it. You've done a lot of it.
It's really
And
cool.
you
I
should
feel
be proud of
grateful.
yourself because the economy is one of the most important things that need to be improved. So it's fantastic. They're making us cut it off. So.
You're amazing.
Thank you. You are amazing. I mean that. We were so excited, all of us, that you were coming here again. Stephanie was excited. Our whole group was. So
guys are
thank
the
you so
best.
much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you.